What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, TheWalk71, replaced that with a 4, and I am back with another wrestling review. This one gonna be up kind of late, because I don't know what it is. I just have not been in the mood to record a review all day. Like, literally, I think this daylight savings has been murdering me slowly, because I feel like I haven't been able to recover since the daylight savings. Like, I've been sleeping more just to catch up on what I've missed, I guess. But man, we'll talk about that in another video, because I can go on a tangent about that. But I'm here to talk about Fastlane, the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, first pay-per-view on Peacock, and the last pay-per-view on the official WWE Network. So we're gonna pour one out for the WWE Network. Been subscribed since day one. I just had to switch my account because I didn't like the email I used, so I had to switch it. But I've pretty much been using WWE Network since 2014. So, like, it's crazy, and I'm just gonna talk about this for a second because it's crazy what the WWE Network went through and everything. It's just like, wow. Like, I had an Android when I first got the network. I had a Samsung Galaxy S5, watching Money in the Bank 2014, watching John Cena win those double titles. Fast forward to now, I got an iPhone. I don't even know why I mentioned that. It's just to show you the time, but I got an iPhone 11 Pro Max now, watching the network and whatnot. And it's just crazy that this was something that existed, because this was pretty much the first of its kind, of my knowledge, of like a streaming wrestling service. Because after that, or it's probably before that, honestly, because like not so long after that, I found out about the New Japan World, and now we got the TNA Impact streaming service. That's something I might be looking into now that I don't have to pay for the network anymore. But yeah, and this is the first pay-per-view on Peacock. And I already don't like the network on Peacock. Like, when it first premiered on like the 18th, I was just, looking around, looking at it, trying to figure out everything, and I already don't like it. I don't like that they organize. I don't like how they organize the wrestling shows. Now, TV shows, it is what it is. It's TV shows. That's how they do things. But for the wrestling, they do everything by seasons and not years, and that can be very confusing at times when I can't remember a certain year, and it gets very confusing. Like, it would say, let's say Hell in a Cell, for example. It'd be season 1, episode 1. It'd be like Hell in a Cell from 2009 type situation. And then my other issue is that they're not going to have everything from the WWE Network on Peacock until like August. So I can't, so like when my network subscription ends, because it ends like at the end of the month, I'm not going to be able to watch like 2004 SmackDown. I'm going to have to go back to how I was doing it before and just looking it up on YouTube, looking up clips, or going on Daily Motion or something. Like, I'm going to have to wait for them to put all the retro SmackDown and Raw episodes that I was watching previously back on Peacock, and that's going to be annoying. And then also the stream was terrible because it's like 2 minutes behind from the WWE Network. So it's like you can't even watch it live on Twitter, because fucking Twitter is already gonna be 2 minutes ahead. Like, I was doing a comparison, I was like, geez, this is not good. And then Peacock doesn't have a pause button or a rewind. They don't have none of that. So it's just like, you miss something, you just miss it, bro. And that's tough until you get the on demand. But with the Peacock plan I got it for free because I got Comcast, and they are literally giving people Peacock Premium, not Premium Plus. That's the one without the ads. They're giving everybody that's Xfinity customer Peacock Premium, which is like the $5 plan. And I'm like, I'm not gonna pay no more than $5. I'm not paying extra money to use this because I barely use Peacock now. And my only problem also, when I be watching like pay-per-views and stuff, I be getting the 1 minute ads in between matches, and I can already tell that's gonna like kill my interest in watching anything old wrestling related. But we'll talk about that later. Anyways, this is WWE Fastlane. The first match was the kickoff match, which was the WWE United States Championship, Riddle versus Mustafa Ali. With Retribution. I mean, the match was what it was. Riddle did a Bro Derek off the top. That was pretty cool. He retained. After that, Retribution pretty much just turned on Ali. Mia Yim, aka Reckoning, left. Slapjack left. And then T-Bar and Mace just hit Mustafa Ali with a double choke slam and then left. So it looks like Retribution is over with. Our answers have been our answers have been prayed. Our prayers have been answered. So that's all I could ever ask for. So after that, we open up the pay-per-view with the WWE Women's Tag Team title match. Bianca Belair and the SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks challenging the champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Now, at the last pay-per-view Elimination Chamber, we had this match, and they lost. In this match, they lost again, but at least with this one, I guess they're advancing the storyline, and I'm very disappointed as to how WWE has been building Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. The feud, literally, it does not require that much brain power to make it an intriguing feud. These are like two women who I consider one of my favorite, like, you know, women's wrestlers in WWE, along with others. But I'm a big fan of both of these women. The match itself was, you know, it is what it is. I mean, there was a cool move where Bianca and Sasha did their little tag team move, you know, like the glam slam into the knees to the face. I thought that was pretty cool. It ended with Sasha Banks getting rolled up and them losing, and then after that, Sasha Banks slaps Bianca Belair, and then Bianca Belair just points at the WrestleMania sign, because that's like, I don't know. That I didn't understand it. I get it, you know, they're gonna fight at WrestleMania, but do you really have to point at the WrestleMania sign? We know you're facing her for the title at WrestleMania. But I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if they're gonna put Sasha in a heel direction. And then also my complaints is, it seems like WWE always does this feud, whether it be two faces fighting over a title, they always have them go after the tag titles. They did it with Shawn Michaels and Cena. They did it recently with Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins, where they won the Raw tag team titles, and while Seth and Braun were feuding for the Universal title. They do this shit all the time. I'm getting sick of it, because it's like you really don't have to do this in order to create a storyline between the two competitors, because it's pretty much was already written where they was pretty much saying that, you know, Sasha's kind of like the veteran in this situation and Bianca's the rookie, so it's about the rookie versus the veteran, to see if the rookie has it all together, or if the veteran can pull out, you know, something that the rookie hasn't learned yet or something. You know, easy. I just came up with a perfect storyline right there. I don't know why WWE can't replicate it. But it is what it is. I mean, most of the matches at Mania this year have pretty much have terrible builds. So, I mean, guess I can't be too surprised. After that, we got the WWE Intercontinental Championship match, Apollo Crews versus Big E. This was actually a match I was looking forward to, along with the Alexa Bliss match, and then the main event, of course. But this match, oh man, I've been enjoying this feud as a whole. Like, I remember watching this from the beginning when Big E had the open challenge. He faced Apollo Crews, he beat him. And then they had the triple threat match. He beat him, and then, you know, everything that transpired between them, him dropping the stairs, Apollo Crews suddenly getting a Nigerian accent. He's the reverse Kofi, basically. But I liked how the match started. The match started immediately with Big E going after Apollo Crews, hitting splashes, spear through the ropes, splash on the apron, German suplexes. Apollo eventually shifts the momentum towards his way, does a couple Germans, and then they both just reverse each other into like a schoolboy. But then Big E reverses it, but it looks like Big E is still getting pinned. So I thought they was gonna do like one of those double count type of situations where both of them win, so it's a draw or whatever. But Big E won, and then after that, Apollo Crews attacked Big E, hit him with like 1,000,000 Olympic slams. And he just basically was saying, "You're no champion." So it seems like they might just run this back at WrestleMania, which would be very interesting, because, I mean, I feel like if you have Apollo Crews win the title, I would prefer it to be at Mania than some B pay-per-view. Also, Apollo Crews, I mean, even though the accent, you know, I wouldn't say it's taking getting used to, because, like, I mean, if you know a Nigerian person, you know that they can switch their accents easily. I'll say anybody that has... I say Haitians can do it, Nigerians, Ugandans, and if you know anybody of African type of descent, even though Haiti is different, but you know what I mean. Somebody that can change their accent, whether it doesn't matter what race, just know somebody that can easily change their accent. I get that, but my man's comes out with a spear, and that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dig the spear. After that, we got a 24/7 commercial, which I really don't even want to talk about. Just know, you know, Rick Bugenhagen got the 24/7 title, won it, and then R-Truth got it back. So I don't know if it counts because, you know, it's a commercial, but yeah. So after that, we was originally supposed to get Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon, but Shane McMahon mysteriously injured his knee before the pay-per-view. So now it became Braun Strowman versus Elias because Elias decided to do a concert. Shane McMahon told him, oh yeah, you're facing Braun. And then the match happened. Braun beat Elias. It wasn't nothing special. I mean, it ain't really much to talk about. It was just I don't even know. They could have just canceled the match. It would have made the pay-per-view no different if they would have just canceled the match and kept it pushing. But whatever. Yeah, Braun won, of course. So after that, we get this segment with Matt Riddle and Shinsuke Nakamura, and I just had to mute my computer because it got irritating. I watched it back, but it was just like, Jesus Christ, what have y'all done with Matt Riddle? I know, you know, Matt Riddle is not well liked right now, and I totally understand, but it's just like, we get it. He's a stoner. He smokes weed. That's his character. But at least when other wrestlers who had that type of gimmick, it was more subtle. It was just like, you know, is he high or is he? But it's like with him, it's like he's definitely high as a kite. And it's like he's trying hard because I know people that smoke weed. And I know that they do not sound like this when they speak. They sound normal. He sounds brain dead. Like he might be smoking crack. Like he's not smoking weed. He's definitely smoking crack. Angel does PCP and heroin all at the same time because he sounds brain dead. I don't know. I don't know. The segment, and then Shinsuke Nakamura just left on his ass, which is the perfect response to some crazy dude talking. So after that, we got Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I guess this is pretty much confirming that Seth is going to face Cesaro at Mania. The match was cool. Shinsuke Nakamura did the cool Taiji Ishimori German suplex off of the rope thing where he slides under and then German suplex. I thought that was pretty cool. There was another part. Seth Rollins actually did a buckle bomb, which was surprising because I could have sworn that move got banned. But okay. And then Seth Rollins did the low key kick to the back of the head, and at first I didn't recognize it until I got on Twitter and realized that low key was upset, and I was like, oh, he sure does that move. So you know, I was about to say lucky. Low key took that to heart, and he just started going in on Seth Rollins on Twitter. I'm not even gonna read what he says, but it's just like, bro, everybody does everybody's move. Do you see P.D. Williams complaining when everybody does the Canadian Destroyer every week on any type of wrestling promotion? Do you see Amazing Red getting upset when he sees everybody does the Code Red? No, keeps it pushing. But low key, of course, has to take it to another level, but who cares? It's low key. He ain't been relevant since his TNA days, so it is what it is. After that, they trade offense more before Seth Rollins eventually hits the curb stomp and wins the match. Yeah, I mean, it was a cool match. I definitely would say this match is better than their match they had at Survivor Series, and that's not saying much, but this is better than that one. But I mean, overall, the match was cool. Cool little match. So after that, we get the no holds barred match between Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. Before the match even started, we gotta talk about my man's Drew. That man came out with the Braveheart gimmick on. My man's, you know, he already comes out with the kilt and the sword that he doesn't use. He could have used it in this match easily. That he doesn't use, and he basically had his face painted with the Scotland like flag color. So it was like a slash of blue in the middle, a slash of white, and then the rest of his face a slash of blue. And he came out to that. I thought it was the lighting, because you know he already comes out with blue lighting, so I was just like, okay. But no, that was legit face paint. And then Sheamus came out. I thought he was gonna have the Ireland face paint. I guess what is it, the face paint match? But no, they came out, and honestly, this match was great. These two men were beating the crap out of each other, and I love to see matches like that. These men were killing each other. Drew with the vicious suplexes, Sheamus with just his strikes. Drew McIntyre was killing Sheamus with the kendo stick, left marks on his back. these men started fighting into the, electronic screen crowd. They're fighting all over. Sheamus gets thrown through one of the, electronic screens that, shows the crowd, and it explodes. There's a bigger explosion than AEW Revolution. That was pretty cool. Sheamus does a white noise to the announce table, and Drew is selling death, and then Sheamus takes a piece of the announce table, like a literal side piece, brings it into the ring, and then, he starts monologuing, so you already know he's about to lose. And then as soon as it looks like he's about to either go for a white noise or the little Finley roll, he does. Drew McIntyre reverses it, hits the Future Shock DDT, and then hits the Claymore kick, and he really put that boot in Sheamus's face when he hit the Claymore kick. Hit that man straight in the face. 1, 2, 3, Drew McIntyre retains, stares at the WrestleMania sign because he's facing Bobby Lashley for the WWE title at Mania. Now, what would have made this match make more sense is if they would have made it a number one contenders match. Because other than them being friends for 20 years and Sheamus turning on him, why are they going this hard? Like, you could have just had a regular one-on-one match and kept it pushing. If it was a number one contenders match and they were beating the hell out of each other, it would have made the most sense. But it was just like, I get it, you betrayal, all that, but it didn't have to be a no-holds-barred match. You usually build that up for something big. This was just a blow-off to a feud that y'all ran through because y'all knew y'all wouldn't do it at WrestleMania. Like, if it was a number one contenders match, then all of this would have made sense. Like, these men were throwing each other through electronic boards, putting each other through tables, hitting each other with kendo sticks, and just beating the hell out of each other. Like, they got marks on their backs, all this, and they just did this just because Drew and Sheamus need a match for the pay-per-view. Okay, whatever. So the next match we end up getting, I can't wait to talk about this. We get Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss. Now, we all know what's been going on with Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss, and The Fiend. TLC. Randy Orton set The Fiend on fire. That was entertaining as hell because he set him on fire and then he did the pose. And then Alexa Bliss has pretty much just been tormenting him week by week. Hit him with a fireball, which I haven't seen done since James Mitchell, so that was pretty cool. Hit my man's with a fireball. He RKO'd Alexa at some point. Then it just got to a point where Randy Orton was coughing up ink like he was on, what was that movie? Finding Nemo. You guys made me ink. That was him. Alexa Bliss would interrupt his matches. So it got to a point where they had to have the match. And the match happens. Randy Orton comes out. He hits the money pose. They get the golden showers going. And then he starts coughing up ink again. And he gets a towel. Alexa Bliss comes out to a crazy rendition of the Firefly Funhouse theme song. But it's all, distorted and mixed differently. And it's different versions or whatever. So then the match starts. Alexa starts at the ring post, and Randy Orton is about to, pull up on her, and then fire goes off, and then that just backs him up. And the ref instantly was like, "No, I ain't having this shit." He got up out of there. He literally left the ring. He only came back in the ring to count, and that was it. So after that, basically, Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton on the outside of the ring. She's walking around. Randy Orton is following her. And then she, I guess with her mind, she makes one of the stage lights fall to the ground. And Randy Orton's like, "Oh my God." So then she comes back into the ring. He comes back into the ring. He tells her, "Come on." She tries to hit him with another fireball, but he blocks it this time. And then she sits on the, top turnbuckle again. And then Randy Orton is about to walk towards her when a hand comes out of the ring. Burnt, crispy, extra crispy Kentucky Fried Chicken hand comes out. Man's hand, the glove all messed up, grabs that man's ankle. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Grabs that man's ankle, and Randy Orton, fights it off. Another fire comes out of the ring, and then comes out is a new Fiend. It's the Fiend 2.0, the Fiend X. I don't know what else. The Fiend Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know. My boy Bray Wyatt comes out with the new Fiend gimmick. Is I guess a new version of the Fiend where he's burnt to all hell. The whoever did the makeup and prosthetics was great because they had my man's ear burnt up, his arms is burnt up, the gloves he have on are taken apart because he was set on fire. But my man's came out with a new gear. This man got a vest on with a shirt, and the shirt is pulled up to his kind of forearm but kind of not. The mask, I mess with the mask. I know Tom Savini worked on the new mask. The mask is like, it's like you took that Bray Wyatt Fiend mask and then just literally set it on fire because it's like pieces that's like been burnt into each other, and he just looks crazy. And then like one of his eyes is like white, and then the other one is like the regular Fiend eye. He just looks crazy. He really looks like a crack fiend now. But after that, Randy Orton is just, shocked by it. Alexa pushes him. He gets hit with his sister Abigail, and then Alexa Bliss mounts Randy Orton. She literally gets on top of him. 1, 2, 3, and then the Fiend and Alexa Bliss just pose. And when I tell you Alexa Bliss got on top of Randy Orton, Twitter went nuts. My friend Zach sent me a bunch of tweets of just the horn dogs on Twitter when they saw this. They were horned up. They were horned up. It's no cap. They were horned up. I don't know, man. It's like, okay, y'all gotta relax, bro. Y'all act like y'all ain't never had sex before. These dudes was horned up, and I'm like, yup, we gotta get on. And apparently Randy Orton's wife ain't fuck with that either, so that was funny. So after that, we get to the main event of the night, WWE Universal title, Daniel Bryan versus the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, with Edge as a special guest enforcer. So we get to the match. The match itself was really good. I enjoyed their match they had at Fastlane years ago. What was that, 2015? How long ago was that? It was like 6 years ago. I enjoyed that match because it brought out a side of Roman that I was wanting out of him, because that at that time in 2015, I was not a Roman fan. I did not mess with Roman. I was a Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins fan. Roman, he could have kicked rocks for all I cared at that time. Eventually, he's shown me, like a year later, like in 2016, I became a Roman fan because he was like really going crazy when he was WWE champion with AJ Styles. But man, this match itself, this was great. The story of the match is that, Roman says he would rather die than tap out to somebody like Daniel Bryan. And throughout this match, it seemed like, Daniel Bryan was trying different submissions, trying to counter Roman's power with submissions. Match was pretty great. Edge the whole time was just standing outside of the match. He didn't do nothing until like we get towards the end of the match. And let's see, how did it get set up? Daniel Bryan, after Roman and Daniel just going at it, basically, Daniel Bryan goes for the yes kicks, kicking the hell out of Roman. Roman, reverses it, slams Daniel Bryan, tries to, take him out. Daniel Bryan eventually puts Roman in the yes lock. Roman tries to get out of it before Daniel Bryan just uses his high submission IQ and reverses it into another yes lock for a second. Before Roman powers out of it, he punches. He constantly punching Daniel. Eventually, it looks like he's about to go for something. Daniel Bryan gets out of it, hits a kick to the head, and then Roman is in front of a referee. It looks like Daniel Bryan is about to go for the running knee. Roman moves out the way. The referee takes the running knee. He's out of it. He sails to death. So as soon as that happens, Roman Reigns hits Daniel Bryan with the Superman punch, spears him, goes for the pinfall. Edge gets into the ring. He counts 1, 2, kicks out. After that, Jey Uso gets involved. He super kicks Edge. He super kicks Daniel Bryan. He brings a chair into the match. Before he could hit Daniel Bryan counters it with the running knee to the face of Jey Uso. After that, it looks like Daniel Bryan's about to hit Roman with the chair. Roman moves out the way. He hits Edge with the chair. And then Daniel Bryan goes on to put Roman back into the yes lock. It was so many clean counters with that too, because they had recreated the spear into the label lock or the yes lock from Elimination Chamber. I popped for that. There was another point where Roman was about to powerbomb Daniel Bryan again, and he put him in like a triangle choke for a second before, countering it back into the yes lock. And I'm like, oh, Daniel Bryan is in his bag in this match. So yeah, he puts Roman into it. Roman is like fighting. He looks like he's about to die, because that's the story he was trying to tell, is that he would rather die than tap out. And Daniel Bryan kept saying tap. And as soon as it looks like, Roman's in danger, Edge comes in with the chair, hits Daniel Bryan, hits Roman Reigns, and then hits Daniel Bryan again and says, "This is my moment. You're not gonna," some crap. And then after that, what happens? Oh yeah, after that, Roman pins Daniel Bryan, the match ends, and Roman stands tall with the title. So it looks as though we're getting a triple threat match for the Universal title at Mania, which is great. That's fine, because honestly, if I'm gonna be real, I have not been a fan of Edge since he came back. Like this iteration. The other one was it is what it is. I wasn't too high up on it, but I mean the Edge now, I'm not really a big fan of. He hasn't done anything to really impress me. I'm not saying he has to impress, but it's just like he hasn't been doing really anything of note since he came back. He won the Rumble. He had like one match with Randy, and then he'll just sporadically show up when he feels needed to. But it's like you're fighting for the Universal title. And then what I don't like about what Edge has been doing is that he's upset that Daniel Bryan is doing what Edge has known to do his whole career, which has become the opportunist. Edge has done countless opportunist things in his career, but I guess he just wants his one-on-one match. But it's going to turn to a triple threat. So I don't know if this is a heel turn for Edge. I guess we'll just have to find out on SmackDown. But if it gets Daniel Bryan in the match, I'm happy, but I already can tell how it's going to go. It's clearly going to be Daniel Bryan taking the pin because they don't want Roman to look weak, and I guess they don't want Edge to look weak either. But yeah, I guess when you throw in Daniel Bryan, it'll bring my interest in the match a little bit more because I haven't cared for Edge since he came back. And he's supposed to be the face of the match, so it's like if I can't get behind the face, how am I supposed to get behind the match? Because I mean, anything Roman does, I'm gonna be behind it because it's been great so far. But yeah, that was pay-per-view. Overall, I mean, cool pay-per-view. I mean, I don't know. I really don't have an opinion in terms of how I feel about the pay-per-view. It just kind of came and went. What the important things happened that were supposed to happen, I guess, to advance the WrestleMania storylines. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, overall, decent little pay-per-view, I guess. I mean, it was only like 2.5 hours. I could give WWE credit for that because you know how they be doing with their pay-per-views. And I was supposed to even do an AEW Revolution pay-per-view review, but I had so much going on because that pay-per-view ended at like 10:30. I was like, I'm not recording no review this damn late. I went to sleep, and then like I found out I had COVID, so I was like, I'm not recording no review. I need to go to sleep. So, anyways, I'm good now, by the way. Anyways, overall, good pay-per-view. Guess the next pay-per-view we'll be looking forward to, or the next show to talk about. Jesus, I just thought about it. It's a 2-night takeover and then a 2-night WrestleMania. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's gonna be a lot. Pray for me. Anyway, guys, you know what to do. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Do what you do to support me. Follow me on all my social media links down in the description below. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace.